meal tonight. I'm going to go ahead and get everything shared out so that you can ask questions and watch along. It says that this is going to take me 10 minutes to prep and 35 to 45 minutes to cook, so we'll be here for a while, but making dinner, and sorry about the lighting. It's already, of course, with the daylight savings time, it's already pretty dark, so I got to have all the lights on, and I like to have the under cabinet lighting on when I cook, so. Let me go ahead and share this out. What's for dinner? We are having seared chicken with brown rice and glazed carrots. And don't tell me you're not going to eat it, because you are.
I might not.
You are totally going to eat it. It's going to be delicious. It's going to be really good. My son's sneaking in the back. You can come help me cook if you want to. Yeah. I think that would be a great idea. Alright, so I got, if you watched my unboxing video on Friday, I received the package. It came in a big box that was all refrigerated and everything was nice and cold. I got 2 meals. My sister had asked me some questions about it when she came over earlier. So basically there's 2 different menu plans you can choose. So you can choose the 2-person plan, and it says you get 3 recipes a week, and the price per serving is $9.99, and the weekly total is $59.94. And then I went with the family plan because, well, there's 3 of us that are going to eat, but then we also like to have leftovers, or at least I eat the leftovers for lunch the next day. So I started with the family plan. I did you can either do 2 recipes or 4 recipes per week, and it says each serves 4. So I don't know what happens if you have more than 4 people in your family. I don't really know how that would work, but someone will find out. And so the price per serving with the 2 recipes per week is $8.74 per meal, and then the weekly total is $69.92. So, I mean, it's not a frugal meal plan or anything like that, but if you're wanting to try something different and get some different cooking experience, and it's a little fancier than what I'd probably normally cook on a weeknight, so we'll see. And then and you can skip any week and you can cancel anytime. So when I signed up, it automatically signed me up for every week, every Friday for a shipment for the 2 meals a week. And so I quickly went in and clicked all of them for the next month and a half off, so I don't accidentally get some. And then for the 4 recipes per week, it's $139. So you get 4 meals for 4 people for that cost. They're nice recipes, and they try to use ingredients from local farms and things like that, so that's good to know if you had any questions about that. Okay, if you have questions, let me know as we go. So I showed you kind of what all the ingredients were, so I've got my recipe card here, so I'm going to go through, I've got all my ingredients out, and I thought that maybe they came already chopped up and ready to go, but no, I've got some fresh carrots that I get to peel and slice and stuff like that, and then the rice, and then my thing of knickknacks, so pull it all over here, and let's get started and see. So let's see, it's 5:45 right now. Let's see how long it actually takes me to meal prep. So step 1, I'm going to wash and dry the fresh produce. I'm going to peel and small dice the shallot, peel and finely chop the garlic, and usually, I guess the shallot's in here. Usually with garlic, I use minced garlic that's already been cut up, because I like shortcuts. I like it to be easy. But how adorable is this? Some kind of juice there. This is the cream and salt. That's cute. There's my shallot. I was wondering where the shallot was. And then this is flour. And these are my nutrition facts. Okay. Alright, put it in the recycle pile. Okay, so first I'm going to chop up my shallots. I'm going to probably be coming in and out washing things. Sorry. And I did wash my hands before I started cooking. I promise. Just gonna chop this up. Slice down the side. So for me, this daylight savings time has been pretty good so far today because I woke up early and that was nice. I'm sure by tomorrow I'll be tired of it. I'm definitely going to get tired of it being dark so early, but I will not be sad that it's light earlier. Alright. I feel like I'm being timed, so I should hurry. Alright, so I chopped up my shallot. And peel and dice the shallot, peel and finally chop the garlic. I have not used real garlic in a long time. Shallot's gonna make my eyes hurt. And for those of you who don't know what a shallot is, it's in the onion family, so it's kind of onion-like, which is why it's making my eyes. Do I need the whole? How much of the garlic do I need? The whole thing? Four cloves of garlic. You guys ever had roasted garlic? Roasted garlic is delicious. Alright, so I just need to pull out 4 cloves. So if you're not familiar, the cloves are just the little pieces inside the garlic. And like I said, I don't really ever use these, so my working with them may be comical to you. There's like super cool ways that you can peel them, where the peel just slides right off. What does it want me to do? It wants me to chop it. There we go. Yay, 1 garlic clove peeled. Once I start chopping it, it will peel off too. More of a chunky chopper. I'm not very good at finely chopping things. I have no patience. Okay. Yeah, I much prefer to use the pre-minced garlic. Okay. And then I need to peel the carrots, cut on an angle into 1/4 inch thick pieces. Using my carrot peeler, just peel those into my pile of rubbish here. Makes it so easy. Using a peeler is a good job for kids too. Blake, if you wanted to come peel the carrots, you can. Wash your hands first. No, you don't want to? Okay. Sometimes he likes to cook, sometimes he doesn't. Using the peeler makes it so easy. I'm going to chop the top off and the bottom. then it wanted me to cut on an angle into 1/4 inch pieces. I don't know if I can do that. Let's see. Oh, look, I surprised myself. I did it. Okay, it's not as hard as I thought it was. Just kind of angle your knife and cut down. Not that hard. 1/4 inch pieces. And that one went to the floor. Another 1/4 inch piece. Alright, got 2 more to do. These are a little bit thinner. My angle's not going as well now. But you do want to try to cut them uniformly so that they will cook the same. If you have thick pieces and thin pieces, they won't cook the same. You'll have mushy carrots. I think these carrots were supposed to be purple carrots, but I got a note in my box saying that they did not have, the farmers did not have those in supply, so instead they went with the orange. Which is fine, because purple carrots probably would have weirded out my son anyway. Okay, and then that chunk. Alright, core and small dice the pear. Where did the pear go? Oh, here we go. My seckel pear. It's so cute. I kept it in the fridge just because I was about to use it. Alright, so I'm going to dice up my pear. I just like to go down the middle and then around the edges of the core. Not waste as much as I can. There we go. Does it want me to peel it? It looks like it's peeled. I'm going to go ahead and peel it. It doesn't say to peel it. I'm going to. It smells good. It'll be a nice contrast to the shallots. With some sweetness. Okay, so my 10 minutes of prep is almost up. Maybe they're about right. This is all the prep I had to do. Not bad. My pieces seem to be getting larger and larger. Okay. There we go. Alright, so that's my prep. Boom, I did do it in 10 minutes. Very good. Alright, so next I'm going to step 2. So this has 6 steps total. I'm going to step 2. I'm going to cook the rice. In a medium pot, heat 1 tablespoon of olive oil on medium-high heat until hot. Oh, the shallots and stuff are going in the rice. Okay, that's fine. Alright, does it give me the oil or do I have to come up with that myself? It looks like I have to come up with the oil myself. Yeah, I didn't come with oil, so I guess I have to come up with that myself. Okay, so I need 1 tablespoon of olive oil. So I guess there are some things that they just assume we will have on hand. I apologize that my back's going to be toward you. 1 tablespoon. the shallot and the garlic and season with salt and pepper. So grab that. And I'm going to cook for 3 to 4 minutes. Spoon. How much water? 1.5 cups of water. Go grab the water while I'm waiting for that to heat up. I really like these. Oh, these are, I thought they were Pyrex, but they're not. I have a glass Pyrex, and then these are OXO. How do you say that? Oh, I don't know. But they're the angled measuring cups, so you, instead of having like get down counter height and see if you have the right amount of water. Oh, I never noticed it has it on the side. But you can look right here, and it'll show you on the angle, so you can look above and you can see what where the temperature is there. All right, so I've kind of got everything on the same thing here. These are the pears and the carrots. I'm gonna scrape my shallots, and there we go. My shallots and garlic into the pot. Good job. Whenever you're heating something over oil, you want to make sure that it's nice and hot, or else whatever you're throwing in there will just soak up the oil. Make sure it's nice and hot. Sometimes you can test that with like a splash of water and see if it. Alright, so they want me to cook that for 3 or 4 minutes. I'm probably going to err on the side of 3 minutes, so if I could count right. And then while that cooks, I'll look ahead to the next step. So I'm going to add the rice. I like that it's already portioned out, so I don't really have to think about that. Just pour it in. Add the rice, salt, and water. Once boiling, cover, oh my gosh, for 32 to 35 minutes. Okay. I feel like that's a long time. I guess because I usually use my little boiling bag success rice, and it takes 10 minutes. So cooking rice for 32 to 35 minutes sounds extreme to me. Okay, so while I'm cooking the rice, while the rice cooks, I'm going to heat my more olive oil. I'm going to add some kale, which my husband will be super excited about. He loves kale, so we'll add that in. I feel like that cooks really fast. Okay, so now I'm going to add in the rice, some salt, and the water. Alright, some rice, salt, and then water. I'm going to pour the water in slowly. The garlic and the shallots smell really good. Okay, so added that in. I'm going to heat to boiling on high. Once it's boiling, I'll cover it. Okay, so the next is, while the rice cooks in a large pan, heat the 2 teaspoons of olive oil. I still need to wash the kale. I'm going to use my bigger pan. And it says non-stick if you have it, and I do happen to have non-stick, so it wants me to put in 2 teaspoons of olive oil. Just gonna eyeball that. 1, 2. A little impatient. I'm waiting for that to boil. All right, so I'm gonna go and wash my kale. Okay, wash my kale. I probably would have preferred for that to be pre-washed too, but that's okay. Heating up the olive oil. We got this boiling, so I'm going to turn it down, give it a stir. Got a beautiful like brown kind of golden color from the roasting of the shallots. Cover and reduce heat to low, 32 to 35 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to set the timer for that. That's done. Put my olive oil around in the pan. Okay, so add the kale, season with salt and pepper, and then I'm going to add more water to that. Okay, so like I said, to see if your pot is ready to accept things, this is a lot of water that I'm spilling. You can kind of throw some water, and if it sizzles, you know it's ready. But mine doesn't sound very hot yet. Because you don't want whatever you're putting in your pan to just absorb all that oil. You want it to actually kind of saute and start to cook. So just want to throw some water. If it sizzles, you're good. If it doesn't, not so good, not ready. So almost ready there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and throw in the kale, which I just washed. It's kind of wet. I probably should dry it off. Again, I have no patience. And I dripped water all over the floor. That's it. All right. So, I'm going to stir that. It's always strange to me how whenever you cook like spinach or lettuce, something like that, it all kind of wilts up. So it wants me to add the kale, season with salt and pepper. For 30 seconds, and then add 1/4 cup of water. I got a little separated. Go back for some more water. Just get a little wilted back here. Alright, so I added in the water. And cook, stirring occasionally 2 to 4 minutes until the kale has wilted and the water has cooked off. Transfer it to a cutting board. And I gotta chop it. This is too much work for me. Check on the rice. impression so far of the Blue Apron is this is for someone who wants to cook really kind of fancy meals that you might eat out. So with the price at like $8 to $9, $8 to $10, you get to cook it at home. You get to cook with these ingredients that you probably wouldn't normally cook with. Like I've never cooked with Verjus Blanc. I'm wondering if it's just like white wine. Let's sniff it. Oh, I don't know. It smells really good. Kind of smells like pears. Let me see. And then this Creekside Creamery small batch European style butter. When does that come in? That's going to be good. And as far as some of these steps, like I really don't want to cook the kale and then chop it up, and maybe I've just gotten to be a lazy cook. Lots of prep, lots of steps. Okay. And everything. But I do like that it's healthy food and it's from farm sourced, so that's good too. Alright, so after I do this, I'm going to wipe out the pan. And then I'm going to cook the carrots in the same pan. I like that we're using the same pan, that's good stuff. Heat 1 teaspoon of olive oil, add the carrots, salt and pepper. Cook, stirring occasionally, add more water. Carrots are going to cook for a long time. And then I'm finally going to cook the chicken. And then I'm going to glaze the carrots. Alright, we'll see if this really so. Should take me an hour. If I start at 5:45, we should be eating by 6:45. We'll see if that really happens. Let's see. I feel like I'm seeing it live. Alright, has anybody tried Blue Apron? Have you guys given it a try before? I'm not being able to see any of the comments or anything like that, but let me know if you've given it a try or anything like that. Alright, so I'm going to go back and check on the... I've got my kale that's been all nice and cooked. It's all good and wilted. Drop it on here so I can cut it up. I love this giant pan, but it's just heavy. Okay, get everything out. Alright. And then it wants me to wipe out the pan, which I don't find necessary, but I'll do it. And then I'm going to put more olive oil back in it. Alright, so I'm going to let the kale cool and then I'll chop it up. Next, step 4. So I'm on step 4 now. Halfway there, halfway there. While the rice continues to cook in the same pan, heat 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Now we're going tablespoon. I like to eyeball some of this. So tablespoon. That was more than a tablespoon. That's okay. I'm going to heat that up. And then I'm going to add the carrots and season them with salt and pepper. Cook them for 2 or 3 minutes until softened. And then they're going to cook for quite a while. They're going to get pretty soft there, so that's good. I wish I could be able to see what's going on. Okay. So, let's spread that around in the pan. And then we'll check to see if it's ready to be added. Got a little, hear the little sizzle? If you hear the little sizzle, you know that you can, that would be my son sizzling. So I've got my carrots. I'm going to go ahead and just drop them in carefully. Yeah, that's ready. Alright, so I'm going to give them a little stir for a couple of minutes. like I said, whenever you cut up the carrots, you want to make sure that you cut them uniformly so that they'll all cook the same. Otherwise, you'll have mushy carrots and hard carrots, and it'll be hard to keep up with. All right, salt and pepper for the carrots. Some of the end ones are a little too thick, but that's okay. Alright. And then, so I need to go get more water. How much did I say? I started thinking about something else. Let's see. 3/4 cup. Refresh those. You want your rice sticking to the bottom. All right. Do that one more minute, then I'll add the water. I'm trying to pull up the live feed so I can see what's happening if you guys have any comments or anything. It's kind of being out of sync with me, but that's okay. I can tell the carrots are going to be really, really good. They look like they smell like they're going to be delicious. Alright, so I'm going to add in the water and stir them for 12 or 14 minutes. I need multiple timers. Okay. I feel like everything's going to end up being very moist with all this water that we're using. But I guess it's better to use water. Usually in some of like the Cooking Light or some of my Beachbody recipes, instead of cooking with like oils and stuff like that, they'll add in like chicken broth. So, okay, so that's 12 or 14 minutes. I'm going to set another timer for that because I'm not going to be able to keep up. So the next thing I need to do is I need to cut up my kale. It's like, what am I going to do while that's cooking? I'll go ahead and cut up the kale. Let's see. I don't know if this knife will work. Let me get one knife. I've got a nice set of Cutco knives. I don't know if you guys have ever had someone come into your house from Cutco, but we had some friends that had some children that were selling the Cutco knives. They are very good knives. They work really well. They are very sharp, but they are expensive. So we only have like the 4 steak knives. But eventually I'm sure we'll buy more because they're very good. So now I am cutting the kale. I really don't like stem pieces, like spinach and things like that. I wish they would trim off the stems. I'm wondering if the kale is going to taste kind of like cooked spinach. It's still kind of hot. I'm just going through cutting up the kale slices. While my carrots and rice cook. I'm going to take out all the stems just because I think that's gross. kind of like eating stems. It smells really good. Sometimes kale has that bitter taste to it, so I'm hoping all the other flavors will balance it out. Alright, so still cooking the carrots. I don't feel like I got enough carrots. I feel like I wish there were more carrots for the amount of people. I like carrots. I would eat more carrots. I don't know, and the kale doesn't seem like there's that much either. My husband could probably chow down this whole little section of kale right here. Eagerly. Alright. So, after the carrots, I like to read ahead and see what's next. So, down to the bottom half, I'm going to cook and coat the chicken. So while the rice cooks, I'm going to place the flour on a plate. I'm going to pat the chicken dry, season it. So I can do that right now. And instead of the plate, I have these little, it's like a little 3-pan set. I think I got it from Williams-Sonoma, like a breading set. So if you're doing like, if you're breading some chicken and you have like an egg wash and then flour and then milk or something like that, it all goes together. So I enjoy these a lot. So I'll put my flour in there instead of in a plate. That over there. And then I'll go ahead and pat my chicken dry. Chicken and eggs gross me out. I always feel like I'm going to get salmonella when I touch them. So pat it and then wash our hands. So this is the chicken. Ew, I'm glad that they double bagged it because yeah, it's kind of bloody and juicy. So this chicken is Tradesman Premium Cuts. It's a boneless chicken breast cutlet. No antibiotics ever administered. And it says use or freeze by 9 days from date received. And it's packed for Blue Apron and it's from New York. And that's all I know about that. It's really juicy. Alright, go ahead and pat our chicken dry. Ew. I like how they're nice thin pieces. It makes them a lot easier to cook and faster to cook that way. I've got 4 chicken breast cutlets. And I never throw the chicken away in my normal garbage because it will stink, so I will wrap that up in a bag and go from there. And I'll wrap it up in a grocery bag and then put it in the garbage that way. So I'm doing a lot of steps that I don't normally do. I like shortcuts, but I figured I should do it correctly to get the benefit of the doubt. So I've never patted a chicken dry. It would probably make things easier to bread if I did do that. Alright. Put that in here too. I'm going to wash my hands. Ugh. Salmonella. So you'll notice I wash my hands a lot while I'm cooking. I just don't want to cross-contaminate things. It's gross. Okay, stir it Get the water to go away. Smell good. Rice is getting better. Rice is starting to absorb all the water. It's starting to smell pretty good in here. See how many more minutes I have left on my carrot. Okay, I've got about 5 minutes left on the carrots. I've chopped up the kale. So I'm done with step 3, almost done with step 4. And I gotta transfer that and then wipe out the pan. Why? I don't understand the wiping out of the pan. That many carrots. You're just gonna put more olive oil back in it. I don't understand why you would want to wipe it out, but that's okay. So I placed the flour on the plate, had my chicken dry. Oh, I have to season it with, oh, that means I have to touch the chicken again. But what else do I have to do? Some of the end pieces of my carrots didn't get chopped thin enough. I don't remember to flip them over. It's getting kind of dark. Okay, I'm going to season the chicken. That means I have to touch it again. Alright, salt, pepper, pepper, salt, salt, oops, pepper, 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 salt, salt, pepper, flip, pepper, salt, salt, and then pepper, and then salt. Alright, now to wash my hands. Okay. Should be just about ready. Take this off. If you ever had roasted carrots, you know they smell so good and it brings all the sugary sweetness out of them. So those are going to be really, really good. Okay. So like 5 minutes with that. Add the butter, cooked carrots, verjus, and with a cup of water, more water. Add the rice, add the pear and kale. Okay. Alright, we're getting near the home stretch now. I'm almost to the bottom. So I'm going to cook my chicken in a little bit. How long is the chicken going to cook? 3 to 5 minutes per side. I like to err on the side of caution. I'm terrified of raw chicken, so I'll probably cook it 4 to 5 minutes each side for sure. And I always check to make sure it's not pink in the middle. Transfer to a plate. Okay. Alright. Carrots feel good now. One of the cool things too about Blue Apron that I noticed is they also have wine pairings. So you can sign up to get wine sent to your house as well that will go with your meals that they select for you. And so this one lists the Blue Apron wine pairings as the Breland Wine Cellars Malbec of 2015 or the Ventana Vineyard Chardonnay would be good to go with this. Yeah, I'm probably going to have some water, but that's okay. On a good night, I would have some wine. We like to drink wine. Alright. Feel like the carrots are good. Okay, so I'm going to put the carrots in the bowl. Hopefully without spilling them. And then we'll cook the chicken. roasted carrots. Some of them are a little brown, but they smell good. All right, now I just need to wipe out the pan again. I need extra paper towels. And now I'm going to add, okay, so now we're on step 5. We've made it 2/3 of the way through. All right, so I've wiped out my pan. I'm gonna coat and cook the chicken. While the rice continues to cook, which it's doing a good job of doing, place the flour on a plate. Told you I used my little pans from Williams-Sonoma. Pat the chicken dry, we did that. Season both sides with salt and pepper, we did that. Heat a thin layer of oil on medium-high until hot, so I'm just gonna put some in. I don't want it to be fried, so I'm just gonna put it in there. See why I couldn't have just left the other oil in there, but that's okay. All right, so I've got my chicken. I'm gonna coat the chicken in the flour. And then once the oil is hot, that a pinch of, so their test is a pinch of flour sizzles immediately when added to the pan. Add the chicken, and then 3 to 5 minutes on each side. That's another good test. Oh, I got the sizzle. All right, I'm ready. I'm gonna throw the chicken in there. And then we'll wash our hands again. Shake off the excess flour. Make sure my oil is spread around. And my first piece of chicken. You want to hear that sizzle when you drop it in. Flour, flour. Shake it off. And the flour just gives it a nice kind of crisp texture on the outside. Throw out my excess, so now my chicken is cooking, and I am on step 5 of 6. We're almost ready to eat. All right, threw out my excess flour. Gather my chicken plate. Wash it down. How have we been doing on time? So I said by 6:45 we should be ready to go. 6:30. It might actually be good timing. So that's good. Okay. So I'm going to do that for, give it a couple more minutes and I'll flip it. To the side, transfer to a plate, leaving any brown bits or fond. I've never heard of that. I've always heard it called brown bits, but they call it fond in the pan. And set aside in a warm plate. So I'm going to get a plate out to hold the chicken once it comes out. You do not want to use the same plate that you used to hold the raw chicken because, like I said, salmonella, you could get germs and could cause some pretty nasty stomach virus. I'm going to check on the rice. Rice is looking good, nice and fluffy. Just wanted to kind of of disperse the oil in my pan there. So the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to glaze the carrots and serve your dish. So that's when we're going to use this butter. And the cooked carrots, the verjus, which smells really good. Did I figure out what that is? It is really good. I'm going to have to look this up and see what it is. It smells good. And more water. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my 4th cup of water. I feel like also if you were looking to do like if you were into cooking and you were looking to do like a fun date night thing, I don't think my husband's into cooking with me, but if you were looking for a fun date night thing and you wanted to cook something fancy, this could be a fun thing to do, is to order some Blue Apron and do some cooking together with a glass of wine. See, that's what I'm missing. I should have signed up. I should have gotten the wine delivery. And I should have a glass of wine while I'm cooking this, because I think it would make it much more fun. Alright, so checking on the chicken, I'm going to flip it over in a minute. And wait for it to cook. So just waiting for the chicken now. I flipped it over, so we're got about 4 or 5 more minutes on the other side. I always kind of like to, I know you're not supposed to cut into it because all the juices come out, but I always like to cut in just to make sure that it's not pink in the middle, because that's not good if that happens. And we're almost in the home stretch, which we usually eat at 6 o'clock, but with daylight savings, we're kind of off anyway, so we're not that ravenous. We're not ravenous yet, but so I should have started a little earlier. I didn't realize it was going to take so long to cook, but about an hour, not bad. Let's see. Couple more minutes and the rice should be done. Nice and fluffy. Go ahead and turn off the rice. I'm going to do a timer for the chicken. I'm going to do the chicken for about 2 more minutes, and then we will go ahead and move on to step 6, which is going to be our last step, and glaze the carrots and serve my dish. If there's any other. So the different Blue Apron, there's different recipes that you can choose from, but it's kind of limited. So I thought it was going to be like I would choose from 10, but no, for each week there's like 6 recipes, and you choose the 2 or however many you're going to get that you want. Tomorrow I plan on during lunch, I'm going to be cooking the barramundi or the sea bass. I think I'm going to try to cook it during lunch because we've got soccer practice after school tomorrow, and so I won't have time to, I won't have an hour just to leisurely cook. So I'll probably try to do that during my lunchtime tomorrow, and I'll probably try to do it on a Facebook Live. So if you enjoyed watching me cook this Blue Apron meal, I know it wasn't too exciting, but you can look there. So some of their other, oh, that looks good. You can get free recipes from Blue Apron, so for the first time you sign up, you can get some free recipes from them. Let me get that off. So looking at the menus coming up, they've got seared steak, crispy shrimp po' boys, that's different. A lot of good stuff that I probably would never cook. Potato and bechamel focaccia pizzas. So fancy. Stir-fried beef and broccoli, that looks good. Got a pork meatloaf, a roasted turkey. Oh, it looks like they have like a traditional meal for Thanksgiving. So if you wanted to ship the Thanksgiving meal, it looks like they've got roasted turkey, mashed sweet potatoes, kale, and cranberry sauce. If you're cooking for the family, you could have a blue apron meal. Okay. I'm going to take one of the piece of the chicken off and I'm going to cut into it and see if it's ready. I know, I'm making all the juices run, but tasty first. I'm going to cook this one a bit longer. So when you check the chicken, you want to check like the meatiest part, the thickest part of it to make sure that there's no pink left. You can also use the meat thermometer to check to make sure it's to the correct temperature, but since these are such thin chicken breasts, I didn't want to, it's hard to get the meat thermometer in there. So I cut it open. I know it lets all the juices run out, but that's okay. We're going to put a glaze on it, it'll be fine. Let's see. Alright, so my next step is I'm going to transfer all the chicken to the plate. I'm going to leave the browned bits and then set it aside in a warm plate. This is right here. Again, just checking the chicken to make sure it's done. Chicken is all nice and cooked. So now I'm going to add the butter. Oh, and this time I don't have to wipe out the pan, finally. Finally something that makes sense. Okay. All right. Turn it back up. A nice sizzle there with the butter. I'm going to add my carrots back in. I really want to eat all this. Spread the butter around. Smells delicious. The verjus and the water. Really gonna have to figure out what this is. It smells so good though. Water. Be careful, so look at my sputter to the pan. Heat on medium-high until the butter has melted. Done. I melted the butter first. Cook, stirring frequently 3 to 4 minutes until the liquid has thickened and thick carrots are coated. So we're glazing the carrots now. So the water's starting to evaporate, getting those carrots nice and glazed. And that smells amazing. Well, I have just the orange carrots. I'm sure the purple carrots in the picture look really pretty too, but the orange carrots look nice too. All right, and then I'm going to remove it from heat, season with more salt and pepper. To the pot of cooked rice, I'm going to add the pear and the kale. Okay, so that all goes in there. I can go ahead and do that. I do like that we only use 2 pans, so that's good. Or a pot and a pan. Stir the carrots a little bit. Stir this together. Probably bring it over here for you to see. Got my rice, and I'm stirring in the kale. That's probably in the way. And the kale and the pear, which I would have never thought to put pear and kale and brown rice together. But it actually looks good, and it'll probably get me to eat the kale with the rice, because I love carbs, but the kale, not so much. So this would be a good way to get me to eat that. And probably Blake too. Let's see. So I'm cooking that. Add the pear, stir to combine. More salt and pepper. Salt. Pepper. Smells really good. Probably should have done a better job of chopping up the kale. That's okay. Getting it all mixed in. Probably would have made it mesh better with the rice if I chopped it a little better. That's good. Alright, and then, so then I'm going to, oh yeah, that's thick. Let me get it. Alright, those are nice and glazed. Alright, so now I am done. I'm going to divide the finished rice, cooked chicken, and glazed carrots, and then enjoy. So let's see how it looks plated. How big of a plate do I need? Alright, so I'll get some rice. And then the chicken. And here is my finished dish. So, I'm sorry, the lighting's so bad in here. So I've got my rice, my brown rice, the kale, pears, chicken, and then the glazed carrots on top. Excited to dig into it, and we'll let you know how it tastes. So if you have any questions about Blue Apron, feel free to let me know, shoot me a note, make a comment down below, and I'll read them and reply back to them. And then tomorrow I'll be making, probably during my lunchtime, I'll be making the second recipe they sent me too. Alright, thanks for watching.